What's going on, everybody? So today we're going to be talking about the HDR performance on the Sony X950H. And just so you guys see, I'm going to reach in the back here. I'm going to grab my remote. I'm going to open up the picture settings, and you can see this is the brand new Sony X950H. For those needing further proof of that, we're just going to open up that brand new menu so you can see, yes, this is the brand new Sony X950H. Okay, and also, yes, we are in HDR. If you haven't noticed, I know a lot of people have been asking this. Yes, HDR is still washed out. Sony has not fixed that. So you are going to be experiencing some pretty ugly colors. I don't know what Sony's problem is. I don't know what the major malfunction is in their brains where they think that washing color out is HDR. I don't get it. I mean, it's something that I hate on my A8G as much as I'm hating right here on the X950H. Now, I'm going to go through a couple of images here. Not images, but character models, because you can see a lot when you get to these character models. So we're going to go and we're going to inspect these characters, and you can see exactly what I'm talking about. Haven't done this in a while, though, so we're going to zoom in, zoom out. All right, so I got my controls here. All right, so let's zoom tight in on that face. You can kind of see what I'm talking about here, man. I mean, overall, you can see good detail, but the black levels aren't nearly as good as they would need to be. Now, as we're in the corner here, like let's say like if you get to a scene like this, where it gradates from like a light thing to a dark thing, as you're seeing here, the blooming just gets ridiculous. So I don't know how well this is gonna show on YouTube again. So just kind of follow the commentary. I know there's gonna be like 8 people that will not listen to what I just said though, but look down here, you can see it's just blooming. It's not that great. Again, just kind of proving what I was saying when I was like, hey, listen, this is not a darkroom TV. It's truly not. Now, it's not an awful TV for SDR performance. HDR, though, I'm not feeling it. I think it's pretty ugly. You know, you've got Iden Versio here. Zoom into the face. I mean, I guess, you know, it's just not impressive. I can't look at this and honestly tell you that this is an impressive image. It's not. It's really, really void of color. And I'm in the BT 2020 color space, and I also tried auto out. There is no variation of color that I could try that would make the blacks deeper. The blacks are very gray, especially in HDR right now. And there's no variation of brightness and color that I could have tried to really kind of fix this. So I think that was really annoying for me. Now, yeah, sure, if you ramp up the color beyond what most people are comfortable doing, I'm sure you can get better results, but I wanted to show you what most people are going to be doing. They're not going to be doing what I would do and take the color up as high as you can until you see a better image. People are just stupid. I'm sorry to say. People don't do stuff like that. They think it's, I don't know, unprofessional or a bad idea. I don't know. People are afraid to just live their lives. They listen to bad information that they find off the internet, off of some blog or article. You know how it is. And so we have to go the route of most people. And when we do that, this is what it looks like. So we're going to load up a map here, and we're going to show you guys at the best bin map what it looks like in HDR. I mean, right now, this whole screen is gray. It's, my God, bad. I think this is honestly as bad as any IPS panel I've ever seen, and this is a full array local dimming display. So I think that's a huge problem already out the gate right there, that you have a full array TV that looks more like an IPS. That's like trash right now. And yes, local dimming is enabled for those who are wondering. All right, so for this, we're just gonna go ahead and we'll do Luke with his farm boy costume. Freaking love it. Classics, you know what I'm saying? All right, so as we walk around, you can kind of see the story here. It's pretty grayish, washed color. I mean, you have decent detail, as you can clearly see. You can see every cloud in the sky. You can see all the details, but that muted color really kills it. I mean, and I think that's really the thing here. Now, there are dudes that, again, like I was saying in my previous videos on the topic, that love this. They eat this shit up like nobody's business. They say, oh my God, are the colors gone? Are they washed out? Is it faded? Does it look like I didn't buy a next-gen TV? Oh my God, give it to me now. Like, hey, dude, if that's your stick, go for it. But for me, I did not pay, you know, all this money out to see some washed out color that looked like my W800B Sony from like 2014, you know what I'm saying? And that's what this looks like. Like, honestly, I think my W800B would be better for details because it has more features. But that's neither here nor now that we'll have that conversation. What I will tell you, though, is that overall, the sharpness is there. The upscaling chip is doing a good job of making sure images are sharp, so you don't have muddy images. So that's a good redeeming quality there. it's just the blacks are too gray, the colors are too washed, and it really feels like there's not much happening in the way of a true high dynamic range display. You feel like you're limited, and that's the only way I can truly describe this. So if you wanted to pick this TV up for HDR, I would say maybe don't do that. Some awesome alternatives to this that you can pick up for HDR specifically would probably be something along the lines of a Samsung Q90R, or maybe Q80R. Those are probably good options right now. I know the Hisense is a decent option, but they're not the strongest with HDR that I've ever seen. And then you've got within the Sony lineup, I think you don't really have any options. I mean, maybe you can try the A8G before the black levels only, but from an HDR perspective, Sony is literally the weakest manufacturer on the market right now when we're talking about HDR. And there are no two ways about that. Normally I would try to say, hey, there's somebody that you can go with or a different model, but there literally is not a single model that Sony makes that is good for HDR that I've seen. Like, not a single one, at least not one that you can get. I mean, there's always the Z9D and the 930E because of their peak brightness that you would be able to push the color volume up, but this is not it. And the brightness can't go up high enough. I mean, that to fix the color deficiencies. So can't stress that enough. I know you guys wanted to see some gameplay in HDR. That was like a huge request, so here we are doing that. And man, this is ugly, you know? I don't know. It's really disappointing, to say the least, but I kind of already knew what was going to happen when I got to this portion of talking about this TV, because Sony just does this like every year. Though I will say it is sharp. It's very sharp. Tone mapping is nice, but overall I'm underwhelmed. Now, before I end this video, I do have to do this because I know there will be some crybabies in the comment section. Quantum, Quantum, you didn't go into Vivid. So let's just go into Vivid so we can shut the crybabies up. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to get our remote and we're going to go into Vivid, standard, Vivid. There we go. Okay, so now we're in Vivid. As you see, it's bright, but the brightness is not going to do a thing for the washed out color. Now, I don't know what YouTube's going to make it look like, but there's still a general haziness to the image. The sharpness is good. The brightness improves, of course, but that doesn't do anything for the color that you're just not getting. Now, some people also, when you watch my videos, people think that they're looking at oversaturation. I see thousands of comments like that, and I'm telling you right now, it's not oversaturation. You're looking at a recording of a TV, and you have to listen to what I'm telling you. If you're not willing to do that, don't ask me any questions, because I literally am giving you the answer you're asking me. Now, that being said, I mean, is this a terrible TV right now? No, it's not terrible, but as you guys are clearly seeing, there is a problem with color. It's not as impressive as it could be. And honestly, if you're buying a TV for HDR, and like, let's say, I've seen a lot of guys say lately, I'm kind of torn between the C10 and this TV right here, the X950H. Get the C10 if you're literally just looking for a TV for HDR, because they will have the better HDR. Facts. All day, every day, LG is doing something far more special for HDR than what Sony is capable of doing at this point in time, and that's just as real as it gets. That being said, I want to thank you guys for watching the #1 brand in honesty. Until the next video, I'll see you guys later.